Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's me, Jessica, and welcome to Making Beauty a Priority, and I'm back again with another video. And in this video, I wanted to do a weight loss update and basically just do, well, more focus really on like some weight loss tips and tricks that have been working for me for a little while now. One of my new subscribers, actually asked me if I could do a video on some weight loss tips, and I should have done it a while ago. And I might just start shooting videos in my car when I'm waiting for my son, because this looks like this is a good time for me to do videos. Well, anyway, I really oh Lord, I wish I had on me. I really need to wait till I get home, because I wanted to share with you guys an article that I had entered to the fitness magazine and actually got on. I probably will still do it and just show it to y'all in another video. But anyway, I've had my struggles with weight loss just like anybody else out there for years actually. Um, I don't want to go through, I'm trying to make this as short as possible, but basically I've been up and down with my weight, for a long time. I've gone through time, years in my life where I've maintained my weight and kept steady, and then, sometimes you just go through different things in your life where your weight will just go up. I was in the military. I joined the army like 10 years ago, and I was in for 3 years, and I joined when I was like 19. And before I joined, I was, I was pretty slim. I wouldn't say I was in shape as far as, being able to exercise and work out and stuff like that, but I was in good shape. I did look really nice. And I had to lose a few pounds to get into the military. And then I think while I was out there, I really was more aware of healthy eating, while I was out there. And so, and after I had my son, during the time I was in the military. I got married and had him during that time. And after I had my son, I had gained tons of weight. Instead of me losing, I gained. And I was going through all my little depressing stuff with my husband at the time. So I just gained tons of weight. Where I was living at the time, I really wasn't able to cook my own food and stuff like that. So I used to go out and eat a lot and stuff like that. So after like a few months, I joined Bally's, and I had still, started my own little regimen, which I still do to this day. I like to do at least 2 cardio machines and lift weights. And once you develop a little routine, it will work for you. And I would like run for 20 minutes, and then walk at a really high incline for another 10 to 20 minutes on the treadmill. And I would do the cross ramp for like 20 to 30 minutes, and I would do 30 minutes of weight training. So that had helped me to drop a lot of pounds. And of course, I started to change what I ate, like try to cut back on the junk food and stuff like that, and eat more fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables, and more healthier snacks and stuff like that. But I'll talk more about the stuff that I eat now. So that worked, and I was able to maintain my weight for years. And then when I moved down to Georgia, just to fast forward, when I mean, like I said, the gym has always been a part of my life. And I always went to the gym and worked out and stuff like that. But once I actually moved to Georgia and met my husband I'm with now, you know how it is, like the little happy stage you're in the beginning, and I put on tons of weight. I put on like 40 pounds, just in that within that first year of, yeah, within the first year and a half of moving to Georgia. And I just couldn't stand it. It was but it was almost like I couldn't stand, but I wasn't really accepting it, because like I would go on the scale and I would see the scale would say 220 something pounds, and I thought something was wrong with the scale. I really wasn't accepting the fact that, hey, you're getting bigger. And it wasn't until I had gotten pregnant for my husband, and then we lost the baby. And after I had a miscarriage, um the at the doctor's office, they all their little exams and stuff like that. When they weighed me, it said 240 pounds, and I was like, oh no, this is really serious. So even though I was really sad and going through a hard time after having the miscarriage, but then I just decided to turn it around and be like, well, you know what, it probably wasn't meant for you to have your child at this time, but this would be a perfect time for you to get healthier and lose this weight. So when you when you and your husband do decide to have another child, then you'll be healthier and in better shape, and you will weigh less. So you know, when after you have the baby, you won't be as heavy, and you probably won't even get more depressed. So once the doctor gave me the go ahead, he was like, probably within a week after that I could go back and work out and you know, do whatever I wanted to do. And basically it was like clockwork. The first thing we did, me and my husband, we joined the gym at the church we were going to at the time. We were going to this really big church, and they had a really nice little gym. It wasn't anything too huge, but they had a nice little gym, and we joined that. And every single morning, like clockwork, we were at the gym 5 o'clock in the morning every day before work, because I had to be at work for 7. So we would get up at 4:30, get to the gym, and I think that's what helped too, doing it together. And so we would go to the gym every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I basically just changed everything I was eating. I was never really a big red meat and pork eater to begin with. I would eat those things like once in a while, but once I really decided I wanted to lose a weight, I cut all that out completely. Um, Cut back on rice, because being, you know, having a being West Indian background, rice was such a big part of our dinners growing up. So had to cut back on the rice. If I was going to make rice and beans or whatever, I would try to use the brown rice, but cut back on the rice, cut out the white potatoes, only used whole wheat pasta. um Only turkey. Well, I always like turkey meat anyway, but turkey meat. So no red meat, no pork. Only basically ate chicken, fish, and turkey meat. Brown rice, sweet potatoes. Got hooked on sweet potatoes. Fresh vegetables, frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables are great. Made a lot of salads. If you do like canned vegetables, try to get the canned vegetables that don't have no salt in it, and you can still rinse them off and steam them. You don't want to boil them to death. Don't add no salt or butter to it. Little snacks I will have, of course, fresh fruit. I eat grapefruit a lot, and I'm just talking about, and these are things I did then, and these are things I'm talking, and that I do now. The reason why the story is kind of broken up into two is because after, this was back in like 2010, after losing all that, going through all of that, working out every day, changing my eating habits, um, I lost like 40 pounds. And so I had came down to like 199 pounds, and I actually submitted an article to the fitness magazine, which when I do another weight loss update video, I will share that article with you guys. I'm in my car, so obviously I don't have it. But I entered an article to fitness magazine, and it got published in February 2011. So, but yeah, so that worked for me. So basically what I'm doing now, I kind of was hitting a plateau about a month or two ago, where I was just sitting at 200 pounds, and it's like I was continuing to work out and watching my eating, but it's like the weight wasn't really moving. So when stuff like that happens, you want to change up your workout, because basically this is my routine when I go to the gym. I try to go to the gym at least 3 to 4 days a week, and my routine is basically this: I go on the treadmill, and I'll do either two things. I'll either run for 30 minutes or do a run walk for 30 minutes. And the running routine I do on the treadmill, which this works for me, is the first minute as kind of like a warm up, where I'll walk at like 4.0 on the lowest incline, and then I'll run for about I'll run for 5 minutes at um at a moderate speed, like 5.5. It was good for me for the first set. Then after those 5 minutes of 5.5, I'll bump it up to 6.0 for 2 minutes. Okay, then the next 2 minutes I'll bump up to 6.5, and I'll run at that pace. Then I'll do a minute back at 4.0, which is a walk. So it's like you're running straight for 9 minutes, but you're increasing the speed. And at the end of that 9 minutes, you walk for like 1 minute. And then I do that cycle all over again, but then I just keep bumping it up. So the next time, so after that, I'll run for 5 minutes at 5.7. Then I'll run for 2 minutes at 6.2. Then I just kind of jump five, you know, I'll increase the speed by 5. Then I'll run for 2 minutes at 6.7. And then after that, then I'll bring myself back down, walk for a minute. And then I'll do that again, that cycle again, but this time I'll run it for 5 minutes at 5.9. And then I'll run for 2 minutes at 6.4, and then run for 2 minutes at about 6.9, and then finish it off with a minute. So that is a 30-minute run, and you've only walked for 3 minutes out of the whole time, and you've ran for 27. And depending on how much you weigh, I know for me, you normally burn about maybe 400 some calories within the 30 minutes. Then after that, the gym I go to right now is Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is a great gym, and they have this thing called the 30-minute circuit. And I know some ones now, that's what I want to talk about earlier. If you find yourself going through a stump where you're not losing any weight, that means you need to change it up. And once I start doing that 30-minute circuit, which is like, you go on the step for a minute, then you do weight training for a minute, and you go back and forth, and you do 20 different stations. Once I started doing that, I realized that the weight started to really drop off. So if you see yourself at a plateau, that means that you got to boost your workout, do something else. And when I don't go to the gym, I just do Taebo at home, or I run on the treadmill, or I do both. But like I said, for the most part, for breakfast, I try to eat stuff like cereal, Fiber One cereal with 1% or skim milk. But I'm going back to 1% 'cause I'm getting kind of tired of skim milk. And eat yogurt and fruit with that. Have a regular lunch. Like, you can still have chicken and vegetables, and you can even still eat rice, but it's really just your portions. And then snacks are things. The snacks I keep in my house, of course, are like fresh fruit, Nutri-Grain bars, granola bars, pretzel thins, things like that. You really want to avoid cookies and chips and Cheezels, and because those kind of snacks are also addictive too. Like, if I eat a Nutri-Grain bar, I'm done. I don't need no more. But if you eat chips, you're gonna want more and more and more. And I try to drink water more than anything and cut out the juice. The only thing I'll drink that's not water is like those little skinny waters, or iced tea. But I try to get like the Honest Tea, which you guys can look that up, and those are still at Kroger right now as we speak. So those are some of the little things that I've been doing. And I think it also helps to log in your weight and your food journal and activities on a website. Find a website, like I use caloriecount.com, which is really great for logging in that information, and that way you're accountable. Because trust me, if you do that and you can see, okay, well, I want to only eat 1,800 calories a day. So if you're constantly logging in what you've eaten so far, then you'll know how much you have left for the day, and you'll pretty much stick to it. But that's all I have for you guys right now. I could say more, but I really have to go. So I might do a part 2 of this to offer some more tips. And that's it. If you have any questions, please just leave a comment, subscribe, rate, comment.